Hey everyone, Austin here again with another Let's Play video. Today, as you can see, it's going to be Disney's Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. This is actually a game, believe it or not, I played a lot as a kid. However, I was never able to actually finish it as a kid. There was a couple of levels that always give me a hard time. This past week I decided to fire it up, give it another shot, and I ended up just blowing through this game like it was nothing. Like it's It's not that hard for an adult that's been playing video games for a very long time. It's really strange to me how difficult some parts were as a kid. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. This actually is not a very long game. And, so we should be able to plow through this in a relatively short amount of time. So we'll go ahead and just let the intro roll out. Usually I just skip through these, but yeah, this is actually sort of like an amalgamation of sorts. There's a variety of different gameplay modes within this package. There's 5 main stages, and then there's one sort of alternate, not alternate, but like, you know, other quest kind of thing. Not really, I'll sort of explain it once we get into it. So there's 5 main levels, and then something else you have to do. You have to get 6 keys, which they actually just tell you right here. And once you get the 6 keys, you go to the castle in the center of the playfield, and you'll see what I mean once we get in. And then that's it. You just beat the game. There's no like final stage or anything like that. It's a pretty basic game. It's obviously a game that was geared towards kids. Of course, when I was a kid, it didn't really feel that way because some levels are really difficult. So you can wander around the theme park. You've got a variety of different places to go. Like this is Space Mountain, which that was actually the one that gave me the hardest time back in the day. This is, I guess, Autoland or Auto World or something like that. That's one of the other levels. This is, I completely forgot what it was called. I'm brain dead today. Which is weird, but that's another one of the levels, is the train themed level. This is, the Haunted Mansion. And then this is, Pirates of the Caribbean. Caribbean? I always forget. And then lastly, there's this, question and answer thing you have to do. So this guy we'll start a series of quizzes. So you're Mickey's friend. Let's play. Oh yeah, that's right. It also enters your name. So if you want to have a good time, come up with some goofy names, and the game actually becomes hilarious after that. So these guys will start asking you questions. So who is the most clever and responsible of the 7 dwarfs? I'm guessing Doc. Yeah. And when you get it right, it makes like a nice ding sound. And this guy says, I think the girl around Space Mountain knows where the key is. And so, basically, they just have you going from person to person to answer questions and so forth to get one of the keys. So we'll go ahead and answer this question, then we'll just skip the rest for now and just do them later. So, which of these non-Disney character is not in the film Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Popeye, I believe, yeah. And she says, I saw a silver key in front of the Enchanted Castle. The Enchanted Castle is, you know, the main center castle. And, yep, there's a kid up there now. But we're just going to go ahead and skip in. So let's just start off with what was arguably the hardest level for me back in the day. And that is Space Mountain. Space Mountain is unlike a lot of the other levels. It's strictly QuickTime events. So for those of you guys that complain about QuickTime events in modern video games, well, we had them in the old video games as well. So it's not necessarily just a modernized thing, but alright, so this is pretty basic. You just press in the direction that it tells you on the bottom of the screen. Occasionally it'll ask you to press A or B to fire some shots, and that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to try to focus here. The one thing about these levels in the Adventures in the Magic Kingdom is that if you die, you have to start these levels all over again from the beginning. So that's where things can get frustrating in this game. If you're having a hard time with the level, you've got to do the whole thing before, there are pretty much no checkpoints in these stages, so. And Space Mountain has 5 phases, A, B, C, D, E, and then F is just, it's not really a level. So what's actually kind of interesting about having to press the A and B buttons is that the little spaceships that come up to you, they're always attacked with the B button. And the rocks that come up, the asteroids, are always attacked with the A button. So as long as you see them, you can actually just press the corresponding button. You don't even have to really look at the button that it tells you to push. Pretty basic stuff, but it does get faster, you know. E is definitely the hardest. When you see multiple arrows up on the screen, it means you can just press any direction you want, either left or right. So in the top left-hand portion of the screen, you've actually got some health. You got 3 hearts, and that's standard for the entire game. Alright, so this is the final one, and it gets a little bit quicker here. I don't know why this was so hard for me as a kid. It's so easy for me now. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you've got to be on point. But my timing is just so much faster as an adult. I've been playing video games for so long now that this is just, like, nothing for me. But I don't even know if I ever beat Space Mountain when I was a kid. Maybe once, maybe twice, I don't remember. I mean, because if I did, I definitely would have finished the game. But I never finished the game back in the day. And one of the reasons I wanted to start off with this level is when I was actually streaming this on Twitch a little bit, a lot of people were like, oh man, screw Space Mountain, that was the hardest for me. And then I just tore through it, and they're like, oh, that's actually not that hard. You know, they're all grown up now too. Let's go ahead and answer another question. Let's go ahead and get that done. Oh yeah, it's right in front of the Enchanted Castle. So I'll try to pick off a couple of these questions after each level. How much does it cost to feed the birds and Mary Poppins? I have no idea. I haven't seen this question before. So we failed that. So if you fail a question, you can just do it again. It's a little cumbersome, but that's it. Which character is the castle? Oh, okay. Shoot. Cinderella. Okay, cool. Saw the silver key in front of It's a Small World. Okay, so we're going to go up to It's a Small World, answer that question, and we'll go back and do another stage. When is Mickey Mouse's birthday? I've never seen this question either. There's actually a lot of different questions. There's got to be at least, like, 30 questions. I have no idea. Wow, November 18th, apparently. Okay. We're going to go ahead and actually go to the front gate as well, because that's going to be the longest trip. So all the way down here, we've got to talk to another dude. He's going to ask us another question. Which character in the Winnie the Pooh stories was originally named Edward? I have no idea either. Winnie the Pooh, apparently. Okay, I didn't know that. Last time I got that question, I actually got it wrong, so... Okay, so we gotta go back up to Tom Sawyer's Island, but we're gonna go ahead and just play one of the platforming levels. So we'll go ahead and start with, probably the most difficult of the two. And so in this one, it's kind of like traditional NES style platforming. And this is kind of the highlight of the game right here, these two platforming levels. I kind of wish the whole game was just platforming. With maybe some side, like, mini-games on the side. But the platforming isn't half bad. You get these stars. Stars is actually currency, so you can see on the bottom it says star.01. That means I picked up 1 star. And as you pick up more stars, you can actually activate these power-ups. So if you get hit, you can replenish your health. If you get 8, you can freeze everything on screen for a few moments. 10 is invincibility for a few seconds, and then if you get 12, if you really want to, you can use an extra life. I don't ever go for the extra lives because you get, I believe you get unlimited continues in this game. So I'm not really too worried about getting extra lives. But these platforming sections can actually be a little aggravating if you're not that good at them. And the reason is, just like I said when we were playing Space Mountain, if you fail these levels, you've got to start over from the very beginning of said level. Basically, when you die, it just kicks you back out to the gate. To the entrance of the attraction you're at. So we're going to go ahead and pick up all the stars we can. How many stars do we have? 7. Okay. So I'm going to save the life up. I might need that. And there's going to be some, yeah, flying dancers here. Ghost dancers. Kind of reminiscent of Castlevania, actually. You see those in some of the Castlevania games. And I'm just going to take my time here. So we've got 11 stars. So on this level, you've got these candlesticks as projectiles you can throw. They're actually limited on this level. Oh! I've never had that happen before. I hit the bottom of the chandelier and it registered as a hit. So there you go. We're back at the beginning. We've got to start all over again. So this is where the platforming levels can get a little aggravating because you've got to do the same old easy stuff over and over again just to go back and have another shot at the harder stuff. So this ghost here that you see, he's just kind of like flying in. That's actually the boss of the level. And as far as I'm aware, like, attacking him in the beginning doesn't do anything, so I just try not to waste my candles. We get 18 stars. So the stars will definitely come in handy, I think, more on the pirates level. I mean, it might come in handy on this level, but the thing about this level is there's so many endless pits from here on out. Like, after this part, it's all endless pits. And, so if you take a hit, like, you're not going to need to replenish your health because you're going to fall to your death, basically, and you'll have to just start over again. Alright, there we go, making some progress. So the next screen, I think, is actually more challenging than this one. I mean, the platforming is pretty tight. You can see, like, these platforms are about the size of you. They're not that large. And this one really gave me a lot of trouble when I first got to it. And you'll see exactly what I mean. And I'll try to explain why it gave me trouble once I get to it. These books are a bit of a pain to deal with. But if you just time your attacks, you can hit them. This is the part that was aggravating. We got to get this just perfect. Got it. Awesome. Alright, so what happens there is those chairs, they start to fall. Those platforms fall. And as they fall, you don't fall with the platform. You fall slower. And so the platform starts dropping beneath your feet. And you're just, like, falling in midair. And you can't jump when you're not on a platform. And so what happens is you just end up falling with it. So you have to run across it and jump before it starts falling. And it took me a while to figure that out. I had to do this section, like, 20 times. It was ridiculous. It was a little aggravating. But since I'm actually using a power pack to play this game, I'm using an NES flash card. I was able to use save states. It's got some save state mappers on it. And so I was able to practice the section until I figured it out. And that's what I figured out. I was like, oh, you have to run across these platforms without... you gotta run across them and then jump immediately before they start falling. So we got another key, and we're gonna go ahead and save the pirates level for later. I'll try to mix things up here. Let's go ahead and answer another question. So what was the first Mickey Mouse cartoon ever made? I believe it was... not Steamboat Willie, apparently. I don't know Disney stuff that well. I mean, I probably did as a kid, but as a 34-year-old adult, as of recording this, I have no idea. Alright, what is the name of the film in which Goofy appeared for the very first time? Mickey's Review, apparently. Alright, he's heading for Autotopia, and that's fine, because we're going to go over there and do that level anyway. So let's go ahead and talk to this guy. What is Donald Duck's middle name? Fauntleroy? Fauntleroy. I'm not sure, but that's the right answer. Okay, so this is the last one, actually. When Goofy first appeared, he had another name. What was it? I always get this one wrong. So we've got to answer both questions back to back, both times. So we gotta do it all over again. What is the name of the Brazilian parrots in the Three Caballeros? Okay, apparently that was right. What is the name of the evil fairy in Sleeping Beauty? There's an evil fairy? Maleficent. Okay. I thought Maleficent was like the queen-ish looking person. Like I said, I don't know my Disney trivia. I watched a lot of Disney movies when I was a kid, but I haven't seen any in a long time, and I haven't seen the classics since I was a kid. I should probably check them out again, because the old Disney films are kind of dark, and in certain ways almost kind of disturbing. Like, I'd like to check them out again. I remember, like, some of those movies actually creeping me out as a kid, with some of the dark imagery and dark artwork and so forth. Alright, so this level's a little weird. You have to hold A, then, like, tap up at the same time to get up to full speed. Once you're at full speed, you can just let go of the D-pad and just keep holding A. So one thing to note in this game is you actually are timed. You can see there's a timer in the top right-hand portion of the screen. There's no on-screen overlay, but if you hit select, it actually takes you to your pause menu. Not the pause button. If you hit pause, it actually pauses like this. So the goal in this level, you're not actually trying to beat anybody, you're just trying to survive till the end, and you need to make sure you get to the end before time runs out. No, not too hard to do, but there are a couple of things you gotta watch out for. First off, you gotta make sure you actually make those jumps. The next tricky thing is on this part right here. You have to make a jump, and then you have to stop. You have to wait for the bridge, and you have to press B to brake. If you don't press B to brake, you end up just driving slowly and you'll just fall off the edge. And again, if you mess up on any part, wow, we were almost out of time. Okay, well, we still got it. We beat it, we got the key. And we have 4 keys. We only have 2 more keys to get. So we'll go ahead and do, was it Thunder Mountain? I don't remember what it was called. Howdy, partner, you're gonna have the minecart to get through here, second station. Okay, so this is actually really important. Sometimes you need to read this text. It says you have to go to the second station and watch out for dead ends. There's actually 4 stations at the very end of this ride. And if you go to the wrong one, you don't get the key. You've got to do it over again. So we have to make sure we veer towards the left-hand side because the exits are labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 from left to right. And it doesn't look like this is a level where you can use power-ups, unfortunately. So I actually have to play it relatively safe here. And I'm actually over on the right-hand side. I don't want that. I want to try to get back over to the left-hand side. Just like on Autotopia, B helps you brake a little bit. Alright, so I can't take any more hits. Okay, it looks like you're actually timed on this one. On the top right-hand portion of the screen, the timer is actually on screen. Which it's not on other stages, which is interesting. Oh, we died. We gotta do it again. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get some extra lives. Why not? Wasn't gonna use those stars anyway. We're gonna get some more stars in the next platforming level. Okay, so we still have to go to the second station. It's actually interesting that they don't let you use power-ups on this level. They let you on several of the other stages in the game. Okay, so for those gates, you... Oh! Wow, we're gonna do it again. Okay, still the second station. I don't think it's gonna change. So you can probably see how this can get a little aggravating for some people. I mean, imagine getting towards the end and then hitting a roadblock and then just dying instantly and you've got to do the whole track over again. Oh, we took a hit. That's not good. Alright, try to get back over here. Alright. So I think we're about halfway once we get to this point. Oh, I ran into that roadblock. Oh! I got lucky. I think this is it. Yep, we got it. Nice. Awesome. I say awesome just because I hate having to do these levels over again from the very beginning. You know, one thing about this game is I wish there was actually more to it. I like the idea of going to different, like, theme park attractions, but... what about this Tom Sawyer thing? Like, why isn't there an attraction there? Why isn't there, like, another mini-game there? Same with, like, It's a Small World up here. There's a bunch of places here that you don't actually go to, unfortunately. So there's only 5 actual stages in the game. So Space Mountain is a thing. Like, it would be cool if you can go into, like, these shops here, which you can't, unfortunately. I think there was a lot of, like, potential just missed out on this game. I used to really, really enjoy this game as a kid, but as an adult, it's just kind of like, it's kind of cool, but I'll probably never play it again, you know, after I do this Let's Play. It just feels like they could have done a lot more with it. Like the Enchanted Castle, once we do this last level, there's no final stage in it. I figured the Enchanted Castle would be another level, but it's not, unfortunately. So, they definitely, I think, could have added more to this game. It's still kind of cool as a Disney game, and it's got some of those great, you know, Capcom Disney qualities. It's not up there with, like, DuckTales and stuff like that, but it's still kind of neat. Alright, so this is gonna be the last level for us, guys, and we have to rescue a handful of villagers. And on this level, you have no projectiles until about halfway through the stage, where you actually pick up a candlestick, and then... what's interesting about the candlestick on this level is that it's unlimited firepower. And these barrels here you can actually push over, and sometimes these guys have projectiles in their hands. If they do, you want to duck those projectiles. Let's jump over that, grab this villager. I believe there's only one on this this part of the screen. You get these cannonballs that fall in the water. If you touch the water as it's coming up, it actually hurts you, so you don't want to touch the water. And one thing about this game is a lot of the platforms are actually very, very tight. It's kind of precision platforming, you know, so I try to do what I do in, like, say, Mega Man or Castlevania, and try to jump when my character is, like, 3/4 of the way off the edge. We're going to do the same over here. You don't actually have to jump over here. This is, I guess, more the skillful way to do it. And there's this candle right here, right above me. You want to grab that. And then, once you get back up top, you can attack. Like so. Well, let's grab her. And we're just gonna skip these stars. I'm not too worried about them. The big thing is that you're actually timed on this level as well. And we've got 94 seconds. We have a lot of stars, actually. And you gotta jump up here for one of them. Very tight jump right here. So again, you want to do it with... You see how, like, my character is, like, mostly off the platform? That's how you want to handle a lot of your precision platforming in this game. And that's it. I think that's the last rescue. And then you light this fire, and then you jump on the boat, and that's it. I'm pretty sure we got all of them. I think there's only, like, 4 or 5. Yeah, thank you for saving us! Take the silver key! And... what's interesting is that you can actually go back. So you can actually play them again. I'm not sure if playing them again does anything. I don't think it does. But we got all the keys, and you just walk to the Enchanted Castle here, and that's pretty much it. Very, very short ending. And that's it. We just finished the game. That's the entire ending. So, guys, that was Adventures in the Magic Kingdom for the NES. Kind of a cool game. I don't know if I'm going to really go back and revisit it again. I'm just glad I've actually knocked it off my list. I've never been able to finish it when I was younger, but it's great being able to play it now as an adult and just kind of tear through the game like it's really not a problem at all. So it's great. I've finally finished this game as of this week of recording this for the very first time, and yeah, if you collect NES games, you might want to give it a shot. I don't think it's an expensive cartridge, even today in 2016 as I recorded this video. It's kind of cool. If you like the Disney Capcom games for the NES, this one kind of would fit in that collection. I don't know if it's got a ton of replay value, you know, whereas like something like DuckTales does. DuckTales is just so much fun. This isn't quite up to that level, but it's still kind of cool. I do wish that they did more with it. I wish they had more places you can go to. And more things you can do. So it's fairly bare bones, actually. Like, it's really 5 levels, and that's it. That's the whole game. But, alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play. I'll be back with some more Let's Plays sometime soon. If you're brand new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I've got a ton of Let's Plays on here. And to everybody that's already subbed, thanks as usual. I appreciate the support. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon, so take care.